Hello everyone, this is from chapter 1, 9th class, Matter Around Us of General Science. I have told you I will tell you sublimation afterwards. This is the sublimation. So, the process of changing directly ice, not just from a solid to a gas, and from directly from gas to a solid is known as sublimation. Here from gas to solid it is deposition, and from solid to gas is known as sublimation. This process where the liquid we know that the ice changes into liquid into vapor, but here no liquid formation takes place. It is direct conversion. Okay, directly from solid to gas to solid. So that process is known as sublimation. Let's see. The process in which a solid changes into vapor without changing into liquid, and from vapor changes into solid without changing into liquid, is known as sublimation. Generally, solid first changes into liquid and then changes into gas because of rise in temperature. But there are many substances which change into gas without changing into liquid and gases, and changes into solid from gases without changing into liquid. Such substances which which go under sublimation are known as sublimes. Such substances, not all the substances, only certain substances are able to do so. So those substances are known as sublime. For example, camphor, naphthalene balls, ammonium chloride, iodine, dry ice. Dry ice is nothing but carbon dioxide. Carbon in the form of a dry ice and dry form of carbon dioxide. Okay, we called it as dry ice, etc. The solid obtained after cooling of the gas of sublime is called sublimate. The process of cooling of vapor of sublime to get sublimate is known as sublimation, although it is known as deposition. When camphor is heated, it changes into vapor without changing into liquid. When the vapor of the camphor is cooled, it changes into solid without changing into liquid. This is the example of a camphor. Now see the solid form of carbon dioxide, which is called as dry ice. Okay, turns into vapor without changing into liquid and is considered as sublime. Because of this property, dry ice is used to give the illusion of smoke or cloud on the stage in movies and stage shows. We will see in movies and pictures the fog, white color fog is coming. That is nothing but a solid form of carbon dioxide, which is known as dry ice. Now naphthalene. Naphthalene balls kept with clothes and documented to protect from insects. Since naphthalene balls go under sublimation, hence it changes into vapor without changing into liquid, and its vapor prevents the insects to come or stay in clothes or documents. This protects the documents and clothes to get destroyed. We usually see that the size of the naphthalene balls decreases gradually and finally disappears when they are kept in open. This happens because of the sublimation of naphthalene. Naphthalene balls are used in toilets also as disinfectants and air fresheners. Okay. So these are the various questions we will learn now. Okay. These questions. Okay. Hope you have textbook. If not, just take it down. The question: explain diffusion phenomena based on the state of matter. Mention the properties of solid. Mention the properties of liquids. What is fluid? Mention the properties of gases. Give 2 daily life situations where you observe the diffusion. And these are the another questions where we have to do a certain amount of experiment or with a diagram we have to show and everything. And this slowly I am just scrolling. Okay, hope you have taken. Just if not, just pause the video and take down if you don't have a textbook. Okay, now let me give the what are we have to give the properties of solid, liquids and gases and fluids, and here also compressibility also is there. No, let's see the answer. Here only we have Properties of solid, liquid and gases. Solid properties are definite shape and volume, incompressible. There is little space between the particles of a solid. These particles attract each other very strongly. Particles of solid cannot move freely. And liquid. Now these are the liquid properties. No definite shape. Liquid retains the shape of the vessel in which they are kept. Compressible to a small extent. These particles have a greater space between them. The force of attraction between liquid particles is less than solid particles. These particles move freely. These are the gas properties. Gases have neither a definite shape nor a definite volume. Highly compressible. The space between gas particles is the greatest. The force of attraction is least between gaseous particles. Gaseous particles are in a continuous random motion. And this is a definition of compressibility and fluidity. Compressibility is the property due to which a substance can be compressed, that is, its volume can be decreased. So, what is the meaning of compressed? Just decreasing the volume of a particular gas is known as, because since we have learned here highly compressible, this is compressible or small extent, but the solid is incompressible in that way. Gases are compressible whereas solid and liquids are not. Fluidity. The property due to which a substance tends to flow is called fluidity. Gases and liquids are fluids. Solids are not fluids. Okay. Because of the compact arrangement of the particles. Solids are not, can't flow. Okay. Now these are the answers. Diffusion phenomena based on the states of matter. States of matter means how many types of matter we have? Solid, liquid and gaseous. Let's see first the gaseous form by taking an example of a scent stick. Particles of matter have spaces between them. You can see in this figure. Okay, particles between them. Particles of matter can move move from high concentration to low concentration. And as well as you can see, if we just fill a larger container with a liquid and just a small container is empty, so from where to where the water moves? From a larger tanker to a smaller tanker. So in that way the particles also move from low concentration to a from high concentration to a low concentration. Okay, as we light the same incense stick in room, we can smell its fragrance everywhere in the room. So these are the these are the air molecules, and this red color are the incense stick molecules. So they are just moving and just they are combining with the air molecules, air particles, and thus we can smell the fragrance of the incense stick. There is no increase in volume. This is about the liquid. There is no increase in volume. Particles of water have some spaces between them. As we dissolve sugar, sugar particles occupy the free spaces between water particles. If added more and more sugar, then it will reach the solubility limit of water. Then no more sugar will be soluble, so sugar will deposit. This then it will increase the volume. So at certain level, it will dissolve in the water. The amount of water and the amount of sugar will dissolve only to a certain limit. There is a limit also for the solubility. Okay, after reaching a certain limit, it won't dissolve, but it deposit, and at that point only the volume increases. The water volume increases. Okay. Now this is the liquid. How the diffusion process in liquid. As we dissolved, this is the same, but here he is taking a 3 beakers. He is dissolving a dye molecule, a colored molecule. So this is the water particles. These are the dye particles. So they are just uniformly arranging themselves into with the water molecules. Okay, same. Diffusion in the instant stick. Okay, this is also the same. Now this is the how can we smell perfume sitting several meters away from the source. So you can also write this answer also or this diagram also. Okay, make a model to explain the structure of particles in solid, liquids and gases. So we have to take a just draw a model for what, for particles, for to just tell the about how the particles are arranged in solid, liquid and gases. So what we have to take a bits of solids. So bits of solids are, we will represent them as a particles. Arrange those balls without spaces. So arrange, take a few bits of solids and arrange them in one box. You arrange them compactly arranged. So that will be a example wooden box or bench. Then in another box you will just leave some spaces, and in another leave more spaces, and just and the example of liquid are petrol and water. Example of um, gases are oxygen, air, etc. See here, like this. So how the particles are arranged? Here compactly arranged, here some spaces are present, and here more spaces are present. This is solid, this is liquid, and this is gas. Here in reverse, here compactly arranged, here there are some spaces, here more spaces are there in gaseous state. Why gases are compressible but not liquids? The intermolecular spaces between the gaseous particles is very large as compared to the intermolecular spaces between the liquid particles. Hence, gases are more compressible. How is matter classified on the basis of physical state? Based on physical state, matter can be classified into how many types? 3. Those are solid, liquid and gases. And in solids, the particles are compactly arranged. In liquids, particles are loosely arranged, and in gases, they are dissociated. Means they are here and there. They can be classified as like this. So these have least energy but strong force. That's why they are compactly arranged. They have energy but a lesser force compared to solids. They have most energy, least energy, energy and most energy, and no forces of attraction. What do you think, matter is made up of small particles or not? Yes, the matter is made up of very small particles. Any bulk material is made up of million of smaller particles. Example, sugar crystals are dissolved in water. The smaller particles dissociate from the crystal and dissolved in water. Why does the level of water does not change when we dissolve the salt in water? Okay, because the spaces present in the water, that are intermolecular spaces present between the particles, and those spaces is occupied by the salt. So the level does not changes in the water volume. Water does not changes its volume. What about a rubber band? Can it change its shape? It is solid. Yes, it is a solid. But a rubber band can change its shape when a force is applied to it. And here the force is necessary. But the rubber band is a solid only. We will tell it as a solid only. Okay. Regain its shape. When the force is removed, it is solid in nature. But upon the application of force, the shape can change due to the elastic nature of the rubber. But the nature, because of the nature, it is just changing its shape. But it is in a solid form only. These are the same. What are the units of CGS gas? CGS. The units of CGS is liter. Okay. And one how many centimeter cube are there in 1 liter? 1000 centimeter cube. These are the small questions. Okay. What is meant by density? Density is the degree of compactness of the particle. It is also defined as a mass per unit volume of a material. Like you take an example of an apartment. In apartment, there are so many numbers of people live on each floor. But whereas whether it is an independent house, though the area is same, but the amount of or the number of people living in an apartment are more compared to people living in an independent house, like that. But the area is the same. In that way only, density of degree of compactness of the particles, it is also defined as a mass per unit volume of a material. Why is the density of solids mostly higher than that of liquids? The density of solid, because they are compactly arranged. So the density is more in solid. More particles are present in solids, is higher than that of liquids, because The particles are more compactly arranged in a solid with very less intermolecular spaces between them. In liquids, the intermolecular spaces are more and hence they are less dense. Same with the sponge also. Kinetic energy. This is not very new. This is there in the next lesson. We'll study in the next lesson. Okay. Liquids flow. How to change a centigrade into a Kelvin. We know 0 degree centigrade is equal to 273 K. So therefore, for around 100 centigrade, you just have to add 273. That becomes the 373 Kelvin. Okay. What are the factors which affect the evaporation? That is temperature and surface area. As the temperature increases, the amount of or the rate of evaporation increases. As the surface area increases, the more the evaporation, the rate of evaporation increases. So these are the two factors which increases the rate of evaporation. Why we have a higher boiling point for water than alcohol? Because again the in water the molecules are compact and the forces of attraction is more when compared to alcohol. Only when compared to alcohol and water, the forces are more stronger in water molecule than alcohol. So for breaking the stronger and stronger force of water molecules, we need a higher melting point and higher boiling point. And the boiling point of water is when we say in Kelvin, that is 373.15 Kelvin. Okay. And when we say in centigrade, that is 100 degrees centigrade. What are the names? Solid directly to gas is solid direct from gas to directly solid, that is deposition. Solid directly formed from the gas, that is deposition, and gas directly formed from solid, like naphthalene balls take the solid to directly gas, that is sublimation, and gas to solid, that is deposition. These are the names used for this purpose. See here, gas to ice, that is desublimate or deposition, you can write here. And from here you can ice to directly steam, that is sublimation or sublimate. So next these questions we will continue in the next video.